Modern relationships have turned into a twisted game of power. Toxic partners do not just want love, they want absolute, undeniable control. I am Ryan. I am 28 years old, and my ex-girlfriend Chloe was 26. We had been together for 2 years, and for the last 12 months, she lived in my apartment rent-free. Chloe had what you would call princess syndrome. She believed that her mere presence in my life was a prize I had to constantly earn. She used every manipulation tactic in the modern playbook. The silent treatment, the weaponized tears, and her absolute favorite, the constant looming threat of leaving me. She thought I was just another weak modern guy, the kind who would drop to his knees, swallow his pride, and beg her to stay. So one Friday evening, she played her ultimate card. She packed 2 luxury suitcases, dragged them to the front door, looked me dead in the eye, and delivered her practiced line. I am moving out tonight. Do not try to stop me. She expected me to panic. She expected a movie scene where I block the door and plead for another chance. Instead, I gave her exactly what she asked for. I let her walk out, but what she did not know was the moment that door closed, her entire comfortable reality was about to crash down. To understand the sheer satisfaction of this revenge, you need to understand the entitlement I was dealing with. Chloe did not just live in my house. She drove my second car. She used my joint credit cards for her makeup hauls, her expensive weekend brunches with her single friends, and her gym memberships. Yet somehow every minor disagreement ended with her calling me controlling or emotionally unavailable. If I asked her to budget, I was financially abusive. If I did not text her back within 5 minutes while I was at work, I was neglecting her. Peace in my own home came at the cost of my self-respect. That Friday she came home looking for a fight. She tossed her purse on the counter, sighed dramatically, and complained that I had not planned a romantic date for the weekend. When I calmly told her I was exhausted from a 60-hour work week, she exploded. She marched into the bedroom, aggressively pulling her expensive clothes off the hangers. I sat on the couch watching her perform, and it was a performance. She was moving slowly, making sure I saw every item she packed, waiting for my reaction. When she finally stood by the door, bags in hand, and said, "I am done. I am moving out. Do not try to stop me." I did not yell. I did not argue. I just took a sip of my black coffee, looked her in the eyes, and calmly said, "Okay." Her right eye twitched just for a second. She scoffed, muttered something under her breath about how I never fight for her, and slammed the door so hard the drywall cracked. Before we get to the instant regret, let me ask you a question. If a woman packs her bags just to test your boundaries, do you abandon your pride and chase her? Or do you hold the door open? Drop down to the comments right now and type "hold the door" if you respect yourself as a man. Let us see how many of you are actually awake. Now back to the silent execution. When her car pulled out of the driveway, the apartment was completely silent. And for the first time in a year, I did not feel anxious. I felt free. I walked into the bedroom. She took her clothes, her makeup, and her expensive hairdryer. But she conveniently left the things she did not want to think about. The shared streaming accounts, the grocery delivery apps, and most importantly, the 2 joint credit cards in her purse that were entirely in my name. Chloe loved leverage. She thought this was a temporary timeout. She thought she would go stay at her best friend's apartment, spend my money all weekend, and wait for my desperate apology texts. But I did not text her. Not a single word. Instead, I opened my banking app. It was 11:30 p.m. I looked at the shared accounts. Every time she had called me selfish flashed through my mind. With 3 taps on my screen, both of her cards were frozen. Access denied. By 11:45 p.m., I was on the phone with an emergency 24-hour locksmith, scheduling a rekey for 9 a.m. the next morning. Then I went to sleep. And I slept better than I had in 14 months. I woke up the next morning to my phone vibrating off the nightstand, 12 missed calls, and a flood of panicked text messages. "Ryan, why is my card declining at the coffee shop? Did you seriously freeze the accounts? Answer me. This is so toxic and childish, Ryan. Unfreeze it right now." I smiled, locked my phone, and made breakfast. Around 9 a.m., the locksmith arrived. I stood there, drinking my coffee, watching him change the deadbolt. Every click of that new metal lock felt like absolute justice. At 3 p.m., her car pulled up. I watched through the security camera. She marched up to the front door, looking furious. She confidently slid her key into the lock, and it did not turn. She tried again, aggressively jiggling the handle. Then panic set in. She started knocking, not polite knocking. The kind of knocking meant to cause a scene. "Ryan, open the door." This is not funny. I opened the door but kept the heavy security chain locked. I looked at her through the narrow gap. Her hair was a mess. Her makeup was slightly smudged. The confident, arrogant girl from last night was entirely gone. "What are you doing?" she demanded, her voice shaking with a mix of anger and fear. "Let me in. I need to get the rest of my stuff." I looked at her completely deadpan. "You moved out, Chloe. You told me not to stop you. I was emotional." She cried out. "You know how I get. You were supposed to fight for me, Ryan." "I do not fight for people who threaten to leave," I replied smoothly. "You wanted independence. You have it. Your remaining stuff is packed in garbage bags by the garage." She broke down, not the fake performative crying she used to do. This was real hyperventilating panic. She realized she had no access to my money, no free luxury apartment, and no control over my emotions anymore. Later that evening, her toxic best friend, the one who always told her to know her worth, called me. "Ryan, what the hell is wrong with you?" Her friend snapped. "She is sleeping on my couch. You left her with nothing. You are being abusive." I did not raise my voice. I just calmly replied, "She told me she was moving out." I respected her decision as a strong, independent woman. "Do not call this number again." And I hung up. A week later, I saw her trying to sell her designer bags online just to afford a security deposit for a tiny studio apartment. The guy she had been secretly texting behind my back? He ghosted her the moment he realized she did not have my money to fund their dates anymore. Gentlemen, listen to me carefully. Never let a partner use a breakup as a negotiation tool. When someone shows you they are willing to walk away just to test your breaking point, do not chase them. Do not beg. Hold the door open, change the locks, and let the trash take itself out. If you respect how I handled this toxic trap, hit that subscribe button right now. We expose manipulators and celebrate absolute justice every single week. Click the video on your screen for another story where a manipulator gets exactly what she deserves. Stay strong, gentlemen.